fall asleep.
Episode 7 of the German Netflix show Dark. I don't remember what happened. And I know that Mikkel went back to 1986 and he grew up to be Michael, and he is Jonas's father.
And he's written a letter to Jonas, spilling the beans. Your mind is blown. That little boy you lost in the woods, that's me, and I'm your dad.
Yes, that's
and
right.
Then I killed myself. So like you didn't have enough problems.
Anyway, lo these many years, Katerina thought Regina was the one who said that teenage Ulrich had raped teenage Katerina, when they hadn't. It was consensual.
Consensual, and they
did. And so Katerina beat the shit out of Regina in the school hallway.
For that, but it wasn't her, because we saw
it was Hannah.
It was Hannah,
and Ulrich,
type-sized troublemaker Hannah.
And Ulrich confronts her too, and confronts Hannah and says, "What the fuck is your deal?" There's
Dirty Jesus,
who's
running around, and
with his, and he went to see. We know he went to see the clockmaker.
Yes, but he will play a bigger part.
All right, let's go to 7. Okay, so close up on a little boy whose face is all bashed in,
covered in blood.
Covered in blood.
Uh-oh.
Against a blue background. He wakes.
He's in old-timey clothes.
He's in old-timey clothes. He's in the wallpaper room. He's in the aggressive wallpaper room with the electric chair and the bunk
Very
bed.
bad sign for you, my friend.
Yeah, wow, where am I? And there's creepy music, let's not forget. Okay, so we cut from bashed in face little boy in wallpaper room to Helga, who lives in a rest home whose face is bashed in.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it's not. He's got like a scar, and he says TikTok, and he says it's happening again, and he never gets to wear like a hoodie or a suit.
Even sweatpants.
Yeah, he remembers. He says, "I remember." That's good. He remembers everything.
And he goes back to sleep.
Shot of trees. It's called Crossroads.
This episode is called
Crossroads. Vega. Okay, somebody is. Okay, now we got Sergeant Dumkoff. That's wrong. Tiedemann opens up, like, they have the little prison. What do you call it?
He's got it's a
slot to talk to people in a door.
He's got Ulrich right where he wants it.
Jonas wakes up. Still
Where are you, Jonas?
He went to sleep in that birdhouse.
He's in a birdhouse.
Is that what that is? It's a tree house?
Treehouse.
And he opens his backpack and he gets out that map. This actor, his acting choice to show like a lot of things is this, like a twitch, like I'm crazy and I have a twitch, right?
Yeah.
A little more subtle than we're doing it. We're hamming it up.
Uh-oh. There's the surgeon, or it's the autopsy lady.
Coroner. Is that her name? And they put on that's the classic surgical glove.
Snap.
Cut to
Snap.
Ulrich comes in.
Oh.
She's pouring, I don't know, alcohol. The boy we found in the forest, Ulrich says. What's going to happen to him now? Well, he's dead, so not much.
Yeah.
Ulrich wants to know.
Hypothetically.
Ulrich is like, is it possible, purely hypothetically, so you don't call a doctor? He's been dead for longer and was somehow preserved. And she's like, like frozen. Ulrich thinks that this boy is his brother who's been missing for 33 years.
There's no other way for him to explain it.
She's like, no, you can't preserve a body.
Can't preserve a body. Do you know why?
Why?
The water molecule
Wow, you got a real explanation.
And we're mostly water, and so is a steak or peas, not canned peas, frozen peas,
Uh-huh.
is the only molecule that when it becomes solid,
Yes.
expands,
Yes.
because everything else, when it freezes, it contracts.
Oh,
And so like ice cubes float because
yes.
they're lighter than water, because they're expanded. And that's why you can't be frozen, because all the cells burst, and that's why frozen food is mushy.
How do you know that?
I do.
How long of a preservation? So he's like saying, well, what if
33 years.
33 years? The way he looks, that's impossible.
Okay.
Okay, well, there goes that theory. Okay, Jonas is in 80s, Winden High,
They're rocking.
and he sees
Missing,
her
man.
missed. Mads is
Mads.
missing. Now we
Young
see
Regina.
Regina.
Waiting for the next bad thing.
I know this sounds crazy, Jonas says. What year? 1986. Are you looking for someone?
You're the only cute boy that's ever talked to me.
He's looking for
Frunde.
Michael Conwald. Never heard of him. Jonas is in 1986.
He's in 1986,
He's
just
he
like
knows-
Mikkel went. Now, this guy is there too.
He's there too, and he knows Mikkel is Michael, his father.
Yep.
So he's looking for him as a child. And Inez, he thinks that's his grandmother. But Regina, but we know that Mikkel is still in the hospital.
Yes.
And Inez, the nurse, the Child Protective Services are scheduled any day now to come take little Mikkel away. And Inez is like, oh, yeesh. So we know that, I mean, Mikkel's going to wind up living with Inez. Okay.
But Jonas wants to take him back.
Yes, he does,
You
doesn't
want
he?
to come back through the cave door with me?
Yes, he does. I bet he does. Anyway, Regina's saying Nurse Inez doesn't have any kids. And he's like, do you know where I can find Inez? And she's saying, like, at the hospital.
Now it's the time
Oh,
for.
wow.
They're just instantly mean to her.
Yeah, Regina's like, she's welcome to the dollhouse in this movie.
That's the part when extras change classes.
And now we have Tiedemann looking at a picture of Ulrich, and he wrote a big question mark on it, which is dumb because he knows who Ulrich is. Yeah. Ulrich's in the jail. So why did he write the question mark?
And we don't know what the question is.
He doesn't know what the fucking question is, but somebody comes in and says, we have the power plant shift schedule for the night Mads disappeared. Tiedemann, who hates Ulrich with a burning passion, and he has Ulrich in jail for rape, is hoping very much that Ulrich is responsible for his brother's disappearance. But
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
For Tiedemann.
I could fuck this kid up forever.
I could live on this for months.
I would. I mean, listen, who needs to solve a Rubik's Cube when you can put your sworn enemy, a teenager, away for life?
Teenage nemesis.
But so this younger detective who has the barest hint of a mustache, he should give it up. He's never going to have a good mustache. Yeah. Is like saying, give it up. Tiedemann's going like, I have my gut feeling tells me that Ulrich is involved in his brother's disappearance, and young detective with no mustache says, this isn't the 50s. We don't base investigations on hunches.
This would be a good show. This would
drunk.
be a good sitcom.
Yes.
You know, Tiedemann and the stash.
Yes, Tiedemann and the Stash would be a good 80s sitcom.
You whippersnapper.
Okay, so Charlotte's on the phone saying, I'm just saying the ground shook yesterday, and I think that's a problem. And her one-eyed minion, what's his?
Yeah, underling.
Underling, ass-kissing, one-eyed underling. He has the search warrant for the power plant. Charlotte, I have to go. Okay. Should I tell Ulrich? She hates this guy. Why would anyone talk to me? I don't know, but what happened to your nose too?
Yeah, now his nose is cut.
I mean, is he clumsy? Is he getting beat up at home? Back in 86, Tiedemann is at the nuclear power plant, pressing the buzzer. I thought he was gonna knock on the gate like a moron. Oh, his name is Egon.
Okay.
Helga, middle-aged Helga, who is Pajama Man. Helga, walks and Tiedemann says, Helga, you're the one I wanted to see. And Helga says, that's the first time anyone has ever said that to me. Can I help you? It's about the missing Nielsen boy. The night he disappeared, you were on your shift, right? Yeah. Tiedemann saying, listen, my boss, who we all know is an asshole with a mustache that he needs to give up on. He needs to know everyone who was here that night. I know you're a good guy with a fucked up face in the ear. Helga looks like he's gonna piss himself. No, I just didn't see anything. What I mean is, everything was totally normal. This is normal. I'm not a normal person. Now Tiedemann is not too drunk to see.
No, Tiedemann is
something is definitely not normal.
He's Columbo now. He's like really.
He turned into a real mastermind. He's saying your shift ends at 6:30, doesn't it? Yeah, that's been the night shift. Yeah. Tiedemann, did you take your car? He took the state road, and that makes Tiedemann go, what? Were you heading somewhere else? Because you took the state road instead? Isn't the forest road shorter? I picked up something from my father. Tiedemann writes that down. Helga, one more question. Did you see his brother anywhere that day?
Which is Ulrich.
Please tell me you saw
say you
Ulrich.
did.
And he says, nope.
Tell me you saw him with a devil. Now we see Ulrich.
Ulrich is looking through Tiedemann's notebook.
Not a lot on his schedule.
But he does see Helga Doppler.
Helga Doppler.
Why not Forest Road? And Tiedemann wrote it in capital letters.
Yes.
So even he wondered why not Forest Road.
You
Is
think
there
it
like
was
a road that
Buy
goes?
schnapps. Where'd I go today?
My social security number, all his passwords.
Yeah.
That they didn't have an 86.
They didn't have. I
Oh
just hate
God,
passwords.
fucking passwords.
Right.
Right, Germany or America. It's raining. We're back at the nuclear power plant, but in 2019, Charlotte Doppler, AKA Helen Hunt, AKA Robin Wright, if we were doing this in America.
Which we will.
Is it? I would love it, but this is good too. She's standing outside the nuclear power plant. It's raining. She's got her hood up. Extra
so there's
points.
Progress.
And walking towards her is Alexander, nuclear power plant manager, who has an umbrella. She has her search warrant. Okay, Jonas in 1986 is walking in the rain in his yellow hoodie with the hood up.
Right.
A cop car drives by. It is Tiedemann.
Kann ich dir helfen?
Tiedemann, maybe he's not a smart guy. He is a nice guy. He sees a person walking in the rain. Anyway, Tiedemann says, can I help you? Tiedemann, shouldn't you be in school? Oh. Jonas says, I'm sick.
Du siehst in meinen Augen aber ganz fit aus.
Tiedemann says, you look just fine to me. In Germany, you really need to look sick for people to acknowledge you. Jonas says he's going to the hospital. Tiedemann says, I'll drive you there. Jonas cannot say no, I guess. Now Charlotte Doppler is walking in the, is this the Forest Road? Oh no, she's inside the nuclear power plant. Ulrich calls Charlotte on her phone and says, did you know that in 1986 your father-in-law was to be interviewed in my brother's case? She says 9. Helga was supposed to be questioned. There is no statement he didn't show. There's just a note. And the note says, why not Forest Road? Almost burped. So Charlotte says, so you think Helga abducted Mads? And now Mikkel and the other boys, 33 years later, And Ulrich's like, where is he now? And
They're-
Charlotte said, he's in the nursing home, Ulrich, 75 years old. He has dementia. Ulrich's building a case against Helga. He's positive this has something to do with Mads. Okay, Jonas is in the car with
Wie
Tina,
heißt du denn?
who says, what's your name?
Das da.
And he's saying, what's that there? He sees Jonas's earphones. Tiedemann is amazed by the future earphones.
Well, he should be.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
And
he's an old man in 86.
he's an old man in 86, but then he says, now I've seen it all.
I've seen it all.
But you know what? He's a German man in 1986. I think you saw it all already.
Do the math.
Do the math.
Charlotte's
looking around. There's lots of leaves on the floor, tire tracks. She sees a
Oh,
gate.
do you know what that is?
Yeah, isn't that the gate to the hole that you went down? Okay, so Tiedemann is dropping Jonas off at the hospital.
Teenager.
Oh my God, here we go.
Um,
Tiedemann says, among you teenagers,
Ist da gerade
is
Satanismus
Satanism a thing right now? And Jonas
Who
laughs.
laughs at him?
And says, no idea. Tiedemann says,
Du
call
solltest
your
jetzt
mom
besser nicht
to
alleine
pick
durch
you
den
up.
Wald.
It's best not to walk through the forest alone right now. And
Finally.
you know what? He just turned into the smartest person on this show.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody should be saying every fucking day. Because there are lots of missing children. And they all go in the
In
forest.
the forest.
Oh my God, is Charlotte going down the hole? Yes.
Yes.
Charlotte goes down that hole Regina went down on a rope.
Somehow she magically has rope, or
Well,
it's at
she's
the
a
top?
cop. She has a flashlight, very smart. Yeah, maybe there's a piece of rope there
At the
for
top?
all the timesies.
'Cause
I don't know
so
how
many
these people
go
get
down
back
there.
up. She gets down to look at there's a piece of yellow paint. I'm not sure what the yellow paint is, but it's very significant
I
to
know what
her.
it is. Don't you know what it is?
Oh, the barrels.
The barrels.
Okay, the barrels.
It scraped off the radioactive barrels of toxic waste.
Yes, and do you think that it's intentional that Jonas's coat is the same shade of yellow?
I don't know.
But wouldn't that be cool?
It would be cool. Now look there.
She's
There's
really
a
deep.
door.
There's a door.
a normal door in the cave.
Okay, Charlotte finds a door in a cave. Okay, Ulrich is going into something. So he's going to talk to Helga.
Helga.
Helga's really connected to a lot of machines. Ulrich wakes him up. I'm Ulrich Nielsen. I'm a police officer. And Ulrich's going, don't be scared. But now Ulrich goes into, but in 1986, a boy from Winden vanished. And he's saying, do you remember you were summoned to the station for questioning, but there's no trend. Helga, why not, wants to know what the forest road. He's saying, it was him, I remember. Okay, and now Helga's saying, I can change it. I can change the past. Ulrich is saying, what did you say? Where is Mikkel? I mean, that really sounds like English. You can really see where English comes from. Wer ist mein Sohn?
It's pretty close.
Where is my son?
We'd probably be okay.
Wer
with
ist mein Sohn? I could say that. We should probably learn that language. Okay, Jonas is outside the hospital looking for Nurse Inez. He sees young Inez. He follows and his mind is fucking
His
blown
mind is blown.
because young Inez is sitting next to Mikkel. Don't remember last name. And
Who
young
we know becomes
Michael. So Jonas is looking at what he now knows is his father as a boy, and that Jonas lost him in the woods. You know
and
what?
This little kid, what?
This time travel thing is a very good trick, young Houdini.
Yeah.
Houdini himself never pulled this off. Standing next to Jonas is scraggly Jesus saying, how little we understand of the way. He just popped out of nowhere. And Jonas is this
Is this
real?
real?
Or
Am
am
I
I crazy
crazy?
like my father? He's saying, you're not crazy and neither was your father. You know, sometimes it's hard to grasp things that go against what we're conditioned to believe. That's the
And
truth.
this guy was staying in Regina's hotel, says
Yes.
he's got to go away for a few days.
And this is where he went. He went away to 1986.
Irgendwo in der Höhle ist ein Riss in der Zeit oder was?
Finally, okay, Jonas says, is there a breach of time in that cave?
So
Und
that's,
Mikkel hängt
So
hier rum
Mikkel
und
hangs
irgendwann
out
mein
here
Vater.
until
Auch
he
wenn du es jetzt
becomes
nicht
my
glauben willst, das da
father.
ist dein Vater.
Yes.
yes,
You put it together.
you got it.
Scrappy Jesus is saying, even if you don't want to believe it, that is your
father.
father.
Was bedeutet
That means
Großvater
that
ist?
Ulrich is my grandfather and
Martha hat deine Tante.
Marta is your aunt.
Fuck.
In Ordnung.
Okay, so Jonas, I'm taking him back. I'm going to put this right.
As you would do.
I would do it. And now Scrappy Jesus says, don't you get
You
it?
get it?
If you take Mikkel back, he'll be meddling in the course of events. Your father will never meet your mother, and you won't be born. If you take him back now, you'll be erasing your own existence.
The role you play is much bigger than you think.
Every decision for something is a decision against something else. Ay, that's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. This actor is good at making water come out of his eyes.
Crying.
Yeah, that's called crying. Okay, so Charlotte's going to Ulrich. What the
Listen,
fuck is the matter with you?
this shit has
You
gotta
can't,
stop.
you know, you're a cop.
You're
You
a
can't
cop.
just run around town going crazy
Maybe
everywhere.
everybody beats you up.
She has to suspend him. And Ulrich is like, things are going on that make no sense. Maybe I'm going crazy. The dead boy, the boy we found in the forest, Helga has something to do with it all. Helga said he can change the past and the future. What does that mean? And Charlotte goes, Helga has dementia.
He's got dementia.
You know what else? He says tick-tock all the time. You think that makes sense?
Wie soll das körperlich schaffen?
Vielleicht ist nicht allein.
She says he doesn't have the strength. Ulrich says maybe he's not alone. Now we have middle-aged Helga getting in his car, 1986
In a
Helga.
weird jacket.
Yeah, that jacket is,
That's crazy.
that's very, and he's got a candy bar that everybody loves in 1986 called Raider.
the Raider
Is that a
bar.
real candy bar? Let's look it up. Oh,
What?
Twix was called Raider in mainland Europe for many years before its name was changed in 1991 to match the international brand name. Raider is a Twix bar.
It's a Twix bar.
Twix bar. Twix. Twix
But
are for
they had
kids.
to- They had to make those to be painstakingly accurate.
Accurate, yes. Okay,
Ulrich
so
didn't rape me.
Katerina is talking to Tiedemann saying Ulrich didn't rape
I'm
me.
just doing.
Tiedemann is saying you don't have to lie for him. Katerina's like, I'm not lying.
Ich hab das gewollt.
I
I
wanted
wanted
it.
it.
Beide haben das gewollt.
Okay, so Katerina's talking to Tiedemann and she has a black eye.
Who beat her up? What
Tiedemann
happened?
said, what happened there?
Da bin ich hingefallen.
She says, I fell down.
You
I
didn't
fell
fell.
down is the international sign from my parent. A parent hit me.
Yeah, right.
Yes, that's what they all say. He's saying someone saw you.
Gesehen, wie die Wege
So how he hurt you, Katerina's saying that can't be.
Lügt er.
That person's lying. She wants to know who said that, and Tiedemann says, I'm not allowed to tell you.
Moment nichts tun.
Tiedemann is like, all that matters is Ulrich can't hurt you now. He will be punished for what he did to you. And when that day happens, fireworks are gonna come out of my ass.
I'll be so happy. There's modern
There's
Catherine.
Katerina. Ulrich sits down next to her.
Ich bin suspendiert.
He's been suspended.
Oh, that's a-
He's saying, I'm sorry, Katerina.
Ich bin jetzt da.
I'm here now.
oh, God.
She's like,
Bist du schon lange
you haven't been here for a long time now.
Meinst du das?
He says, what do you mean?
Don't ask that.
Yeah, you don't want to know. She says, were you ever really happy? Because he's been cheating on her, by the by. That's what this conversation is about. He wants to know, weren't you happy? I was happy until you started fucking Hannah. I know Ulrich.
Hannah und du.
I know Hannah
Uh-oh.
und du.
Pew.
Ich kann das erklären.
He says he can explain.
Bitte nicht, Ulrich.
Please don't, Ulrich. there's nothing to explain. I don't know what
Yeah.
people mean by that.
Yeah, like, oh, we're.
I can explain. I can explain. I
Okay.
didn't want to fuck you anymore. Does that explain it?
Yeah,
I
I
got
was-
bored.
I was hot for this other one.
I thought it would be fun to sleep with the neighborhood troublemaker. Yeah, is that a good explanation?
Oh,
Oh,
Well, now that you-
now you put the pieces together for me. She's like, your mother called a while ago. Our son has disappeared and all she talks about is Mads. They're gonna get through this.
yeah.
I
think
mean,
so.
listen, if I were her and this had happened between us,
Oh,
I know, it'd be very sad. I wouldn't necessarily leave you, but I would sleep with somebody just to get even.
yeah.
I believe in equality.
Uh-oh.
Nope. He didn't even take off his coat in his house.
No, he might not be staying in his house.
Okay, Mikkel is hopping around the hospital on a crutch. There's Jonas.
He sees Mikkel.
Mikkel's getting candy
Getting
from
his
the candy
radar
bar.
bar.
There's Hannah, his mother. Jonas is like, oh, I'm gonna watch this go down. Jonas is, if you take him back now, you'll be erasing your own existence. He hears it in his head. Boy, that's a hard choice.
And they like each other.
Oh, they're
he gave her
sharing a
candy.
radar bar. Ulrich's talking to his mom. Katerina said you wanted to tell me something. 1 week before Mads, I didn't tell the police back then. I saw something. Priest was arguing with a man. And this morning I saw the same man. Priest. No, not the priest, the other man. It was the same man. I know this because he had something on his ear. It was scarred or disfigured. But he wasn't a single day older.
He looked exactly
Luckily,
like he
did
looked 33 years ago.
As she's saying this, we see a man there's a specific raincoat that only the people involved with the forest crimes
Yeah.
all have the same raincoat, so you won't know who they are. Who is this?
Now we're gonna see.
It's Helga. It's middle-aged Helga.
Fucked up ear.
Is in 2019, I guess, because Ulrich's mom saw him.
Ulrich's mom saw Helga
Arguing with
in '86, a week before her son disappeared.
Yes.
And just now
Yes.
saw the same guy, not a day older.
Yes.
Same fucked up ear
Yes.
in 2019.
Yes. And she did not put it together because she knew Helga in 1986.
Sure.
So, but she,
One didn't know him.
well,
maybe.
this is a problem. I found a little hole about this show. I
What?
don't want to say. Well, no one ever leaves this town. They've been there for the last 33 years.
Yes.
And if you're an older person, that means you knew the other people when they were young.
We're not sure how big a town it is.
No. It's a car driving up to the cabin at night.
Who could it be?
It's Charlotta, Law and Order, Winden,
Lana or Wyndham. Dun, dun.
calling Weepy Shrink. She says, did you know your father was supposed to be questioned by the police in 1986?
Just by the by.
By the by?
Nein,
No.
warum fragst du das?
Why do you
I
ask?
knew he was gonna say white.
I know, because they never, I mean, no is enough, but she says, the cabin on the Forest Road, she says. Why did Helga keep it after all that happened to him in there? Did he even use it? Something bad is happening in this fucking cabin.
Him and Ulrich's dad
Have something shifty going on in the bunker.
in the bunker, which is right near the cabin, isn't it?
I think so. Did your father live in the cabin in 1986?
Ich weiß nicht.
I don't know, maybe.
Ich hab 87 nach Wien
I came to Winden in 87. I didn't know about the cabin then. That was after Helga's accident. When was that? November 12th, 1986.
zwischen Tür und Angel gesehen.
Oh, he does. He's such a fucking asshole. She's asking a lot of very important questions. She's the chief of police. Many, many missing children in town. His father has a creepy cabin in a bunker. She wants answers. He also had a mysterious accident in 1986 on
Not
top of
his ear.
not the ear, an
And
additional
another
accident.
accident.
And what does her husband say, who cheats on her with sex workers? When are you coming home?
Sure.
The kids haven't seen you in days.
So bad on you.
Fucking asshole. Ulrich's in his car and he has a yellow
Game board
game
piece?
board
Frage ich mich
piece.
wie. Die Frage ist
Dad,
wann.
okay, so he's remembering Ulrich picks up a Game Boy, a game piece, and we hear a flashback voiceover of his son Mikkel from the first episode after he demonstrated the trick when he was little Houdini, about how did you do the trick? And Mikkel says, the question isn't how, the question is when. Charlotte's in the bunker. Jonas is back in the time cave, opening the door to go back home.
So he's made a decision.
She has to do a lot of looking on this show. She finds a piece of the wallpaper room. Yeah, she has to do a lot of this. Jonas is coming out of the cave, future flashlight in hand. He's already, he knows how to turn it on and off. He's like a fucking master.
Back.
He's back home. Do not open before November 4th. He's looking at the letter. Oh, he's lighting it on fire. Oh, because he's just going to say, fuck it. This is what happened.
But is he doing that out of selfishness?
I think he's like, I need to move on now. My father was a boy, and then he became a man, and he killed himself, and I'm not going to undo it because I don't want to disappear.
But how would that happen? I mean, if he said, come on, Mikkel, you're coming with me. Remember me? Crawl through this cave. Just trust me. We're back to the present. Look, there's your mom and dad.
I think Jonas would just disappear.
Poof! It would be like that.
Yeah, I mean, right? That's the supposition of the show. Like only Mikkel would come out of the cave. Okay, so Ulrich is back at the rest home. Helga's gone.
Gone.
He sees the book, A Journey Through Time, with the red
string
and the fucking
penny on a string.
Is the penny on the string in there?
Yep.
That's the same penny that was on the missing boy that we found in the woods, who's also my fucking brother. And there's Helga in his PJs walking into the woods. I mean, Ulrich's following Helga in the woods. Ulrich is calling Charlotte. The question isn't who abducted the children, but when. I was right, Helga Doppler, but not now, in 1986. Call me back immediately when you get this. All right. Old man Helga's going to that fucking
You've got no flashlight.
vagina time cave. It's very dark in the cave.
Oh,
there's a light down there.
there's a box with flashlights and lanterns.
Okay.
Old man Helga thinks he's going to fix things.
Yeah, I can fix this, I can fix this. I can go back, I can change it. Ulrich thinks Helga is kidnapping children and depositing them in different periods of time. That's middle-aged Helga coming out of the bunker.
Oh.
And he has, who's that now?
We don't even know who that is. It's another dead, burned-eyed kid.
There's another dead, burned-eyed kid with a red thing around his neck. And that's not any of our previous kids. Maybe that's Yasin. He feels bad. Helga really is doing bad things and
Looks
cover them.
like it.
Then he goes in the bunker where somebody's cleaning the floor of the, somebody new is cleaning the floor of the bunker. And I think that's somebody who works out. It's Noah. And he has that Sigmundus shit tattooed all over his back.
He's like looking right at us.
And he goes to write on the wall. And now, boy, I mean, like he's like using his bicep to write on chalk in the wall. And now 9/11, 1953.
November 5th, 1953, November 9th.
Yeah.
We don't know what that means.
No.
Unless those are the dates that he worked out.
And then he should put his reps right next to it.
That's it. But I still don't know what's the connection between the cave
Yes.
and
The bunker.
the bunker
Yes.
and
The
The
electric chair?
Electric chair.
Yeah. Well, no, we don't know that. And I feel like as the show goes on and you think backwards, you go, why were they doing that?
Yeah.
What was the point of that? I don't know if they ever go into that or we just weren't paying attention because,
Maybe we'll all answer that together.
yes. And until then, click like, subscribe. You can comment underneath, positive comments appreciated. And I think there's an email address, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter and something else.
Facebook. If you have any questions,
Yes,
so we are obviously
experts.
experts. Do you have any answers? If you still have a Raider bar
Oh, yeah.
or
Raider
what they
bar.
taste like?
Twix. They
Twix.
taste like Twix. Bye.
Bye.